In this tutorial, we're going to look at composite functions. We'll basically know what composite functions are even before we can delve into answering questions on composite functions. So what is a composite function? Okay. So let's first understand what a composite function is, even before we can get into details. Okay, so we are looking at composite functions. So what is a composite function? When you're talking about a composite function, you're just referring to a combination of two functions, okay? So we are saying it's a combination of two functions. So once you combine two functions, like when you have a certain function, let me say f of g of x, okay? So this simply implies that you can have f in the function f where there should be x substitute g of x, okay? So where there is x, substitute g of x. So this is the meaning. And when you have g f of x, it implies that in the function g, where you see x, substitute f of x. So this is what it is all about when you're dealing with composite function. So let's understand this better. Let me say, for example, I have g of f to be equal to, let me say, -3, like that. Then the function I have is f of x is equal to, let me say, x plus 1, and also g of x is equal to 2x minus, let's say, 4. How can I find g of f? So you just say g of f of x, meaning that in the function g there, where you see x, put f of x. So this is the meaning. So this implies that in this function, where I'll see x, there is x, I put f of x, but f of x is equal to what? X plus 1. So I'll put x plus 1 like that, then minus what? Minus 4, the negative 4 I have there, okay? So I'll simply get what? This is what I'll get. So I'll get g f of x to be equal to, what is 2 multiplied by x? That is 2x. This 2 is multiplying by everything in the brackets, okay? Again, you say 2 multiplied by 1, then you have plus 2, then I'll say minus what? 4, okay? So what is g f of x? So I'll simply get 2x. What is 2 minus 4? It is simply a negative 2. So this is my g f of x. So now they have said where there is x, substitute 3. Okay? So what it implies now is g f of negative 3, it is negative 3, mind you. Where I see x, I'll substitute negative 3, then minus 2. So what answer am I going to get there? So what I'll get will be equal to 2 multiplied by negative 3, that is negative 6, then minus 2. Negative 6 minus 2, I'll get negative 8. So this is the answer. Okay? So that is how to find the result. So let's have more examples. Let's say I want to find f of g, and what I have, let me have a certain function. Let's say f of x is equal to, let me say x squared plus 1, then g of x rather, let me say 3x plus 2. Okay, then I have g of x 3x plus 2. Let me have another function to say h of x to be equal to 2 over 2x plus 1. H of x to be equal to 2 over 2x plus 1. So this is what I have, the information I have. Now, the questions are find f of g x, b find g of x, gf of x, c find, let me say h of g of x, like that. Okay, then d find h of g of negative of 2, let me say 2. So let's answer these questions. Okay, let's see how we can answer these questions. So for the first one, we are finding f of g, okay? F of g x. So I have f of x, which is x squared plus 1. So our f of x is equal to x squared plus 1. Then our g of x, what is our g of x? Our g of x is simply equal to 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2. Then we've been asked to find f g of x. So f g of x, this simply means that in the function f, where there is x, substitute g of x. So this will be equal to, where is the function f? So the function f is this one. But where there is x, I'll substitute 3x plus 1. So I'll say 3x plus 2 rather. Then I'll put this in bracket, squared like that, then plus 1. So this will be equal to simplify this in a shortest possible way, you just say 3x, then you square it. So 3x in brackets, squared, that will give you 9x squared. Then you multiply, what is 2 multiplied by 3x multiplied by 2? That will give you 2 multiplied by 3x, that is a 6x, multiplied by 2, that is a 12x, so plus 12x. Then you say 2 squared, that will give you a 4, then plus 1. So you simply get 9x squared plus 12x plus 5. Okay? So plus 5 like that. So this is the result. So you found f g of x. Let's have another example. Let's solve the second example rather, which is g f of x. So f of x is equal to the same one, x squared plus 1. G of x was what? 3x plus 2. It is 3x plus 2. Then what I'm finding is gf of x. Okay, so this is what I'm finding. So this will be equal to g, where I see x, I'll substitute f of x. That is simply the meaning. So this will be equal to g, where is g? It is here, so it is 3. But where there is x, I'll substitute x squared plus 1. Then I'll say plus 2, like that. So this will be equal to what? So this will basically be equal to 3 multiplied by 3x squared, that is 3x squared, like that. 3 multiplied by x squared is 3x squared, then 3 multiplied by 1, that will be 3, then plus 2. Okay? So this will be equal to 3 x squared like that, 2 plus 3, that is 5. So plus 5. So this is the result. Now sometimes it might be too interesting, okay? Sometimes the examiners might be too interesting sometimes, excuse me. They might say, find g f of x of 2. Not even 2. Let me say of negative 1. So meaning that after you find f g of x, substitute negative 1 there. So let's see how the result can be. So I'll say this can also be equal to 3. Where there's x, I substitute negative 1. Then I say squared plus 5, right? So this will give what? 3, negative 1 squared, that is just a 1. So 3 multiplied by 1 plus 5. And that will give us, 3 multiplied by 1 is just a 3 plus 5, that will give us 8, right? The result will be 8. So this is what you need to do when you're told now to evaluate. Let's have another example. For the third one, they have told us to find h of gx. So what is our h? It is 2 over 2x plus 1. So our h is equal to 2 over 2x plus 1. What is our, and we are finding h of gx, okay? Our gx is the same one, 3x plus 2, gx 3x plus 2. Then what we have been told is to find hg of x. So this will be equal to, where in the function h, where I say x, I'll just substitute that. So it will be 2 over 2, where there is x. Okay, let me write this statement. So this is equal to h. In the function where there is x, I'll substitute g of x. That is the meaning. So this will be equal to 2 over, in this function where I see x, I'll substitute 3x plus 2, like that. then plus 1 there, which is there. So this will be equal to 2 over, what is 2 multiplied by 3x, that is a 6x, then 2 multiplied by 2, that is a 2, then I'll have plus 1, okay? Plus 1 like that. So what is the result I'm getting? So this is simply equal to 2 over 6x, then 2 plus 1, that is just a 3. So this is the answer, okay? This is the solution. Let's have the last question. The last question they have said, in this same function, h of gx, where we see x, substitute 2. So it is even simple, right? For this one, I'll show you two methods. The first one is to find the same g of h of gx, the way we found it. Then we substitute 2. Okay? Since they have asked us to find hg of x like that, I mean of 2 rather, of 2 like that. So for this one, we found already the hg of x, we found it to be equal to 2 over 6x plus 3. Now, our duty is now to substitute, where there is x, we substitute 2. So it will be 2 over, okay, let me just eliminate this. Okay. So what we are finding now is hg of 2. So this will just be equal to 2 over, where there is x, I'll substitute 2. So it will be 2, 6, 2, then plus 3, like that. So this will give me 2 over 6 times 2, that is a 12, then plus 3. So this will give us what? 2 over 12 plus 3, that is 15. So this is the answer, okay? This is the result. Now let me show you method 2. So method 2, you just do this. If you want to find it in a shortest way, in case you don't have to find h of g, you just say, since they are looking for h g of 2, right? Like that. The first thing, substitute 2 in this g of x. So I'll say g of 2 is equal to, where there is x, I'll substitute 2. So it will be 3, 2 plus 2, like that. So this will give us what? This is 3 plus 2, that is 6 plus 2, and it will give us 8. So we are finding that g of 2 is equal to 8. Now get g of 2. This 8 is substitute in h of x. Okay? So this is the simplest way if you want to find the answer in a very fast way. Now, to get hg of 2, I'll substitute 8 in this function now. Okay? So I'll say 2 over 2, where there is x, substitute 8, then plus 1. So this will give us, okay? So this will give us 2 over, let me write it, so plus 1 there. So let me write it here. So this will give us 2 over 2 multiplied by what? Okay, so 2 multiplied by 8, that will give us a 16, right? 16 plus 1, that is a 17. So it's giving us 2 over 17. What did we find in the first place? Okay, let me just revisit the first case. So for the first one, so it's giving us It's giving us 2 over 17. If we substitute 2 there, it gave us 6 plus 2, that is 8. So you come here, you substitute 8 there. So the answer is 2 over 17. Okay, let me write it somewhere, then we just proofread the first instance where we. Okay, let's revisit this first instance because the results must be the same. Okay, so we had to find g of x, and we said where there is x in h, just substitute that. So 3x plus 2, then plus 1, and we found the answer to be 2. Okay, it was 2 over, that is 6x plus, okay, so it is plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, so it is plus 5. Then to find now hg of 2, where there is just x, we have to substitute 2, so it will be 2 over 6, where there is x, substitute 2, then plus 5. Okay, so it was just misconceptions, miscalculations. So it will be 6 times 2, that is a 12. 12 plus 5 to give us 17. In short, we have 2 over 17 also. Okay, so it is 2 over 17, which is the same answer we get after we do it in a short way. You just substitute 2 there, then you come to substituting in the first function, which is h. So basically, this is it about composite functions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share with your friends so that they can also get to learn and excel in academics. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.